Dale Brooks Sr., your host, and this is Community Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon we have an outstanding program from Catholic Charities, a special program. We have special guests with us. We have Ms. Sheila January, President, Harbor Lights Chapter of the Links Incorporated. And to her left is Dr. Valencia Wilson, who's a volunteer. Elizabeth Vieira, she's a Catholic Charities bilingual pregnancy support counselor, maternity adoption program. And anchor person is Lisa Rohde. She's a Lake County Regional Services Project Manager, Lake County Administration. Good evening, folks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We're very happy that all of you took literally time for your busy schedule to be with us to talk to Lake County about yourselves, the Catholic Charities, and also a special program that they may or may not have heard of about a diaper program. Lake County is approximately 800,000 people, but our Comcast audience is about 100,000 people. But we're online, drbrooks.tv. So if you have not been around the world, you will be once this program is completed, because people can go online again. That's drbrooks.tv. First of all, Ms. January, I'd like for you to tell our listening audience a little bit about your personal and professional background.
Well, I am Sheila January Ford. I am the owner of January's Accounting Service, one of the first African-American firms in Waukegan, Illinois. Mm-hmm. I've been there since 1994.
Okay.
Same place. And I'm also the president of the Harbor Lights Chapter of the Links Incorporated, mm-hmm. which is a non-profit organization of over 14,000 women of color. It was established in 1946, and we have approximately 14,000 women in the nation in this, and over 283 chapters. The Harbor Lights Chapter is one of the chapters, and we're located in Waukegan, Illinois. And we have over about 28 members, and we're based on services to the community and friendship.
What about the criteria for joining the Harbor Lights?
The Harbor Lights is an organization that is a national organization. So we based our on invitations to other people that can join us. So we really don't go out and just let everybody come in.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. They have to be a professional person?
Well, it has to be an invitation.
An
invitation.
Okay.
I mean.
So a sponsor from the club.
Right.
Okay.
It has to be an invitation from the club.
Okay.
Okay. And we, once a year, we invite members to come in. Mm-hmm. And this year we're inviting 6. So, and that's what they did, a diaper drive for their project.
Tell us about some of the accomplishments that the Harbor Lights chapter of the Links.
Well, the Harbor Lights chapter, I've been in the Harbor Lights chapter since 2008.
Okay.
And basically what we have facet. We work with the services to youth, we work with the youth, we work with, and we did a project, Closing the Achievement. Mm-hmm. We basically went out and we started interviewing community leaders. Starting in Waukegan, we went to North Chicago, we went to Zion, and we wanted to get the feel for what we wanted to close the achievement gap, because there's a disparity between the African American children and the others, or people of color. So we're trying to figure out how to close the achievement gap, because they're building jails. They're starting to build jails for young people that don't know how to read before they're in 3rd grade. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that is, that's just a atrocity. I mean, it's just terrible that they would do something like that. So we need to, And that's what the Harbor Lights chapter is trying to get more involved in that. We also do health and human services. We basically go out and we do screening. We've done that. We also, for the babies, now this organization, people are coming in, they're doing a diaper drive to help the babies to get what they need to be clean and healthy. And we also have International Trends, which is an organization, this part of our facet. And we went over to the Jamaica in January, and we dedicated a library to a school in Jamaica, and that was a fantastic. So the Links Incorporated is doing so many outstanding programs in the communities all over the world now. You think of 14,000 women of color, and we're all trying to do something that is spectacular. And it's just amazing how we come together to support the community.
You sound like a fantastic organization, and we're going to get back to you for some more things that you're doing later on. But we're going to talk to Dr. Valencia Wilson, and you're a volunteer. And before we talk about volunteerism, I want to give you the same opportunity that I gave Sister January. Tell our listening audience a little bit about your personal professional background.
First of all, thank you so much for having us here this evening. This is a pleasure. My name is, again, Dr. Valencia Wilson. I have a doctorate in clinical pharmacy with a focus on cardiovascular and ambulatory care. I'm currently the Director of Patient Safety at Advocate Condell Medical Center in Libertyville, Illinois. I'm a pharmacist 20 years. I also have 2 MBAs in international marketing and business. And I also have an opportunity to serve currently as a board member for the YWCA of Lake County. So I'm very focused on helping through my profession as well as through community service and acts to help our greater mankind. I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama. I am very active in different pursuits. I enjoy golf and skiing. I have a black belt in karate, and I definitely try to just make sure to heal the mind, body, and spirit.
This is fantastic. Well, tell us about why service projects, why links?
Well, wanting to make sure that we're constantly giving back to our community. The Links is an organization that is focused on that, and their mission in working through service and friendship and the opportunity to connect with other women of African American descent is very much aligned with what I'm looking for to continue to grow and mature in my journey with God and trying to give back to others. And so it was just a very natural fit to try to continue to give. And it is an organization of outstanding women from whom I can learn and grow and hopefully pass down to future young women like myself.
Well, Dr. Wilson, you've been volunteering in Lake County, especially locally, I guess North Chicago, for quite some time. So tell about the volunteerism that you've been doing locally.
Okay, so just to give you a quick snapshot, I am also a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority as well, and so we have several youth programs in the area. I work through the YWCA to focus on women in terms of helping establish child care providership, so they are able to go through the YWCA programs and get certified, and it allows the opportunity for women to have jobs. Through those jobs, they can be self-sustaining and raise families and come off of government assistance and help provide for themselves. We offer everything in bilingual, or all of our courses are bilingual, so that way we can reach a target demographic that may perhaps be oftentimes left out. I help with Habitat for Humanity, so roll up your sleeves, grab some tools, painting, putting up frames and homes, allowing opportunities for people who would not normally have a home to have something to go to every day that they can call home. I have an opportunity through the Chocolate Chips organization to mentor about careers. A lot of young women don't realize that there are so many things you can do within the STEM field: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So I do career panels throughout Lake County to speak about pharmacy, math, how important it is as a student to really focus on your academics. So I deal a lot with youth. I feel like we've got to focus on our youth to make sure they're being offered at least the information. Knowledge is power, and I want to make sure through any way that I'm able to help provide that knowledge, they can youth can be provided that future and experiences that I've been blessed to have.
Well, we're going to get back to you in a little bit, but you might mention that you were magna cum laude at Florida State,
Florida A&M. Yes, sir, I was.
And that was in pharmacy?
Yes, that was my doctorate. I graduated top of my class.
Top of your class.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
My granddaughter just graduated from Howard University in nursing, but she was second in her class.
Hey, graduation,
I
that's
guess
really
that's-
the goal.
What is that, a Summa? That's Summa then, huh?
So Summa is top position actually, and then Magna is
So she was
second.
Magna.
She was Magna, yes.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll extend that to her. To your left is Elizabeth Riviera. Let me make sure I pronounce that
Yes.
correctly.
Yes.
I want to give you the same opportunity that I gave the others. Tell our listening audience a little bit about your personal and professional background.
Well, like you said, I'm Elizabeth Rivera. I am the bilingual pregnancy support specialist or counselor here in Lake County. Before coming to Catholic Charities, I used to work as a therapist, a trauma therapist. I have a master's in clinical and counseling psychology. I've been with Catholic Charities for a little over 2 months,
Okay.
so I'm pretty new. So my focus has been counseling and therapy before I came to Catholic Charities. Now that I'm doing the pregnancy support, I still do some counseling with the moms. We still do some support, but it's more like case management and support.
Well, why is there such a need for counseling for the clients that you talk to?
Well, I think that motherhood is something new, and it can be stressful, and it depends on the situation the family is having at the moment. We get a lot of moms that are single parents, so they need that support. They need that that safe place to come and talk to you and just talk about those issues, whatever is going on, and what are their needs, because they don't have that here. Like, there's not a lot of places where they can actually go and sit and talk to someone about what's going on in their life.
Tell us about the adoption program.
So, if the mom decides to proceed with adoption, we'll actually have, that's not my that's not my side of, how do you say that?
Not your area.
Not my area, yeah. But we actually, if they come in and they want to adopt, we'll begin a process with actually my supervisors in Chicago. They're the ones that deal with the whole adoption process and all that, but we help over here with the counseling and the support during the whole process.
Okay, I want Lisa Roddy?
Lisa Rohde.
Rhodey, okay, okay. I want you to tell our listeners a little bit about your personal professional background. Then we'll talk about Catholic Charities.
Okay. My name is Lisa Rohde, and I have been with Catholic Charities for 2 years.
Okay.
And prior to that, I worked at another nonprofit up in North Chicago, Charities, and that was my first foray back into the workforce. I was a stay-at-home mom prior to that for 10 years. And I found that I really enjoyed working up in North Chicago. I loved the community that I was working with, and there was a need for help. And I'm originally from Cleveland. So when I look at a city like North Chicago and Waukegan, I see Cleveland. It's a place that is a wonderful community, and some people may call Cleveland the mistake on the lake. But it's home, and it's a place that is good, just like Waukegan. And I like to work here. And so when I started up at Catholic Charities, I did the Diaper Depot, and the Diaper Depot has been funded, or has been going on for 6 years. It's a self-funded organization. We are only funded on donations. So this group that is here with us today, they volunteered to organize a diaper drive. And their diaper drive collected, how many diapers was it?
5,308.935.
Oh my goodness. She's great. She goes to the
Yes,
penny.
and there was also almost $700 in cash donations as well. So the cash donations the diapers are greatly appreciated and we love them, but the cash donations are very good because we're non-exempt. So we get rid of the tax, which is 7.25 on diapers, which is a huge tax to pay on a health necessity. So what we do, once we get these diapers, we have a warehouse in downtown Waukegan where we operate the diaper depot from. And the way the program works is if somebody calls me up and says they would like diapers, we just don't give diapers up to anyone who calls. So the first course of action I would do would see if they live in Lake County, because our resources are finite and limited and we only serve residents of Lake County. And if they answer to that, I could potentially get the client in as a Catholic Charities client through my coworker, Elizabeth. And the requirements to get into that program would be either the mother would need to be pregnant or children under 2 years of age. And if they qualify that way, I would refer them over to Elizabeth. But the other way we give out diapers is through 15 different social service agencies. And one of our agency partners is the YWCA. So the way that part of the program works, every month I get an order from a case manager from the YWCA, and they would place their orders for different sizes of diapers, and then I would get volunteers to come in, and we go over to the warehouse and I have the orders printed, and we pack up all the different orders and we stage the orders so that the next every first Friday, the agencies come in and pick up the diapers, and then they take them back to their agencies and distribute them out to their clients.
Tell us a little bit the overall mission of Catholic Charities. Give a little history about that.
Well,
You're a branch out here, right, of the diocese?
Yes,
in
we
Chicago?
do. We have, the office I work in serves Lake County, and then we have the office downtown, which is on LaSalle Street, and they serve all of Cook County.
Okay.
And we serve over 1 million people every year.
Wow.
Right. So the need is so great that people call Catholic Charities for any different type of services that we have. And the overall mission is we are part of the Catholic Church, but we serve everyone. You do not have to be Catholic. You do not have to be Catholic to work with us. We serve every person regardless of any criteria. And this year is our 100th anniversary. So since 1917, we have been providing hope and services to our most vulnerable people of society. And we all know that the state of Illinois, it's a fragile safety net, and people have come to rely on our services, and that is why we like to promote and get people involved. So I thank our volunteers for helping us keep our program going, because without our volunteers, we would not be much.
I'd like to ask Ms. Wilson, Dr. Wilson again on that. How Catholic Charities have many programs. How did you just happen to select, or your committee select the diaper program?
So we did go through a process where we all threw out ideas amongst the group of us of what we wanted to work on. And just through a process of trying to figure out how can we provide the kind of biggest bang. Also within our group, we're all diverse backgrounds and careers and professions. So what could we do that wouldn't necessarily require any extremes on either time or money or resources, but still, again, provide a huge deliverable. And so at the end of the day, we wanted to think out of the box. We wanted to think of something different. And within our group, we had never really done a diaper drive, and we thought that would be an amazing opportunity. And I mean, who can't get a warm fuzzy from helping our smallest people on earth as they kind of enter the world and making sure that they have those resources? And we know infants, newborns, they go through so many diapers. And so I don't know if anyone really takes stock in the cost. I know for me, I was shocked at the price of diapers. I don't have children myself, but just the sheer cost alone is a huge impact, especially for a low-income family. And so again, it's a small thought that grew into a big deliverable in offering the diapers. And it was something we did through word of mouth, through social media, through friends. We got donations from friends of friends of friends. We had people dropping off diapers to Miss January's office at her accounting firm. So it was just a way to really interconnect and still provide something to the Catholic Charities organization that would leave hopefully a lasting impact, at least for 5,000 or so.
Right.
Opportunities to receive diapers.
To expand on Dr. Wilson on the expensiveness of diapers, Catholic Charities Diaper Depot is part of the National Diaper Bank Network, and they're located out in Connecticut. And they're a national organization, and they bring a lot of data and statistics for us diaper banks to use and promote. And I would just like to briefly read that for 1 in 3 Americans with the annual income in the lowest quintile use 14% of their income for diapers alone. That's an average of $936 per child annually to be spent on diapers. Wow. So our diapers provide a service to people who really need the support, who would probably be making choices between food or diapers or other necessities of paying rent. So it's definitely a need-based, it's a worthwhile organization for those in need.
Ms. January, Dr. Wilson mentioned a great number of diapers that were collected during the diaper drive. By the way, the diaper drive, I guess, was April 19th through May 2nd, but you're not limited to receiving diapers.
No.
This is just
I'm sure that Miss Rhodey would definitely take as many diapers as you can. Anybody that wants to volunteer or to come to Catholic Charity to see Miss Rhodey, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
And she will be happy to take as many diapers as possible.
Yes,
is that correct?
Absolutely, because we do not receive any funding. Everything is through donations. So, and also people who are in need, no government assistance covers diapers. So Medicaid, nothing, there's no other source for diapers. So if anyone has any diapers, if your child has been potty trained and you're trying to decide where can you donate these diapers, our main office is on Lewis Avenue. It is 671 South Lewis. We're there from 8:30 to 4:30. Anyone can drop off diapers as long as they're clean, new diapers. We will take open packages, so any time to drop off.
I noticed that this specific drive was sponsored by Pamela Brooks, Charmaine Harris, Bertine Nixon, Keisha, right, Simmons, Camille Smith, thank you. You know your members. And Felicia Wilson, I guess you were the chairperson, or you just selected to be the spokesperson?
I was voluntold, so I am here.
Great job, volunteer.
With bells on. So.
Chairman.
Well, tell us, you had, how did you house all of these diapers?
Well, I mean, people just drop them off. I mean, I have a pretty big office, so
okay.
It's not. We have places to put diapers.
Okay.
And that total I quoted was a combination of actual diapers and donations. So you know, it wasn't. We didn't cover her whole office with diapers, but it was.
So if people want to donate, then is there a website you have, a phone number, or how
We do have a website. It is www.catholiccharities.net, and anyone can go online and make a donation. And when you do make the donation online, if you just reference the Diaper Depot, then it gets directly to the Diaper Depot. Or you could send a check to 671 South Lewis Avenue in Waukegan, or you could drop by anytime between 8:30 to 4:30. And just so you know, the Waukegan office on Lewis Avenue, we offer many services there. So I'm not sure if if you know this or not, but we offer an emergency food pantry. So if anyone needs groceries for whatever reason, you could just come into the receptionist and register. Appointments are on a first come, first served basis, and you'll get a 3-day supply of emergency groceries.
People may not have realized how important diapers was, but I think, Dr. Wilson, you mentioned about the expense
Yes.
of diapers, and take that out of a paycheck. That's quite a big chunk.
Could be 10 to 12% of a minimum wage earner's entire monthly salary dedicated to diapers. So we wanted to just make sure, we just had Mother's Day last weekend, and so it was just one less thing hopefully some mothers in Lake County didn't have to stress about for a little period of time, that we were able to provide some resources and some help. And we had a great time doing it. People don't realize when you're volunteering, especially if you're with a group of friends or a group of people you enjoy to be with, it's a fun experience. I mean, it's completely an opportunity to get to know other people and have a good time. I think Lisa can attest, we were laughing and packing diapers, and some of us don't know diapers, so we had to figure out what sizes went where, and so it was a fun experience. You don't even realize once the time is over the true impact you've made, because in that moment you were just there being yourself, having a fun time, and I think that's the pure essence of being a volunteer.
The four of you have to be really congratulated in getting the word out. Like I said, the Navy say promulgating information about one of the programs. There are many other programs in Catholic Charities. You want to talk about some of the others?
Sure. One of the other programs that I specifically manage is called our Lake County Evening Supper Program.
Okay.
And we host that once a month at St. Joseph's Parish in Round Lake. And that is open to parishioners, and they come, and we have different volunteer groups come and prepare the food and serve a sit-down dinner. And then we do that same type of community supper in St. James Parish in Highwood, and we do that twice a month. And for that supper, we usually get between 60 to 75 people to attend. And usually our guests are young Hispanic women with their children, and St. James Parish also offers a food pantry, so it kind of goes hand in hand together. And again, those are just volunteer groups that come together, cook the meal, bring it, and serve it to the guests. So it's a sit-down dinner where we are actually serving people. And then some of our other services that we do a lot with seniors, and we operate a assistance line, assistance and inquiry, where a senior can call and ask for any type of help. And whether Catholic Charities knows the answer or not, they will find the answer. I've heard stories where seniors have called and said, I have skunks in my attic, and they will get back to them and say, okay, this is who you call. So no matter what you're looking for, if we don't offer it, we will help you find where it is. In fact, I was getting so many calls from Cook County as to where can I get diapers. I have limited resources, so I turned to one of my very good interns, my mother-in-law. I said, I need to get a list of where can these people get diapers. So my mother-in-law sat there on her computer, and the next thing I know, I have a list that I can now email out to people in Cook County and say, these are all the places for diapers, and these are all the places for food pantries. So really it's about networking and telling people, hey, we need this help, can you help me? And they will, and then we get the word out to the people who need the help.
I would like to say that Elizabeth mentioned her areas, bilingual pregnancy and support counseling and so forth, but can you address the maternity and adoption program?
You know what, I am not, we do offer that, and that is Elizabeth's boss, Noreen. She would be more apt. I don't have.
Because that's a huge area, you know.
It
we
is.
cover, but we'll do that on another program.
Sure, we could bring Noreen on.
We should. That would be great.
Now, as far as the diaper program, I guess, Dr. Wilson, back to you, is how do prospective clients enter the program?
For our diaper drive? So it's something we're gonna do continuously. We haven't set a schedule, but if anyone is still interested, it's just literally connections and networking like Lisa mentioned. So we will be more than glad to continue to facilitate. I mean, we can do a virtual diaper drive, right? You can just continue to have the energy to get the word out and help people really understand there's such an unmet need for our children in Lake County. So, I mean, we can do the drive unofficially throughout the rest of this year, and we've agreed this is something we want to continue to support. We've had such an internal sense of pride and really understanding how important it is to tackle this. And so we are committed to continuing to do it and syncing our schedules. But again, to Lisa's point, you know, it's really around the donations and making sure that, you know, it is a self-funded program, and that's something we can do with a pen and a checkbook. And so again, we're committed to that throughout. So it won't be the last time Lisa gets to hang out with the crew of us.
You know, volunteering is so important. And I think I mentioned to you, you never know, we have people volunteering and end up being director of the program. We mentioned in a couple of cases. And also there's one person we talked about was a community activist and volunteering and worked his way up to be the president of the United States, right? He started off as a volunteer. So volunteering is so important. And I'd like to congratulate each of you for identifying the need. And this is the first program of this sort that's been on Community Forum and probably been allowed for the community to witness, you know, there's such a need. And probably never thought of the need and how they can get diapers themselves, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can purchase them, you can make donations. We went to pick up diapers from people. I mean, there was nothing that stopped us. I mean, we had donations from out of town, family and friends. Again, social media, it's really the vehicle of tomorrow for communicating. Younger people don't use phones or talk. So we use social media as that avenue to really connect to all of our friends. Because if you look at us, we are all friends with 300, 400, 500 people on Facebook. So you just continue to multiply that. And I mean, the net you cast is enormous. And so that's where we really try to use the power that we had, for whatever that means, to really try to bring change and make sure that we have our little ones in proper protection through diapers. Without diapers, you can spread infection. You can have those early years, you're at your most vulnerable as far as health conditions, and putting on my pharmacist hat, infections are at higher risk for infants and elderly. And so we really wanted to make sure, for what we could do, those diapers are going to help minimize that and provide that barrier for those babies.
You know, we live in a global society now. I noticed part of your training in business and, you know, has been in the global
Absolutely.
field. Tell us the importance of global marketing.
Well, it's really not a place you can go today that is not international or globally connected. I mean, there is no longer just the US or no longer just Europe. You have got to be able to interact and facilitate conversations and business deals around the world. There is no sleep. There is always something going on. And so having that global mindset and understanding, I used to live in Ireland. I also used to live in London. I travel to Hong Kong regularly for work. And so in any of those locations, I have to be able to have a seat at the table and ensure that I'm providing the best business guidance and also being received local to that culture. So you have to understand how to navigate cultural differences. Names don't always translate female or male, so you have to be able to understand gender neutrality and making sure, as you're interacting with people from other countries, to not mix up a he and a her. You have to also understand currency, exchange rates, time difference, the whole 9 yards. And so through volunteering, I've had an opportunity to interact with people and then go play golf with them. And then next thing, you know, I'm in Ireland having a business meeting with them. And so in all of those spaces, being able to work in a global environment has allowed me a chance to really expose myself and then be able to share that experience with other people and be comfortable and be okay with that.
Now I know why you were headed up a golf outing with the YWCA.
Absolutely.
I saw that on your,
Yes.
on your resume there too.
Yes.
Great That's a great challenge, too, right?
Thank you. Well, it's coming up, so just a quick plug. July 28th at White Deer Run in Vernon Hills. I'm the chair for the YWCA charity golf outing. So I'm passionate about a lot of things, but that is coming up. And so we are looking for teams to play, but also volunteer sponsorship. And we really want to get the word out about the YWCA and the great things they're doing. So it never ends, right? If to whom much is given, much is required. So I try not to sleep too long and making sure to constantly get people involved. So working on the golf outing for July.
And your volunteerism goes on and on. Also, you mentioned you have is that a black belt you have?
I do. I'm a first degree Shodan and Shotokan Karate.
Fantastic.
Well, I don't want to mess
I won't hurt you.
Well, Sister January, you don't short step yourself. You're a CPA, so this is we just passed the season, April 15th, and I'm sure that you had a lot of challenges, too, right?
Yes, a lot of challenges, but we are still doing taxes. So if you haven't did your taxes, we are there all year to prepare, because we do corporation taxes, we do partnerships, we do the 990s for nonprofit. So we do literally a lot of things. We also do payroll. So if anyone wants to have a payroll service, we will provide that. We do a range of a lot of things. We're there at least 16 hours a day, from 8 to 8. Is that 12 hours? 12 hours a day. I can't even count. But it's a lot of work, and I enjoy doing accounting. I became a CPA in 1994.
Okay.
And I opened my business as soon as I became a CPA, and have been in the same location since 1994. So I am so proud. And then, I have other people working with me. I have a lot of mentors, people that I'm mentoring to take my place.
Okay.
And so.
Can I mention this? I think I know part of your family, the Dunklin family. Is that Attorney Dunklin?
Dunklin?
Is that in
Charles January? Dunklin is not in.
Yeah, Charles January mentioned there's an attorney was on the south side named Dunklin that he said was in his grandfather, I think.
Dunklin was Charles January's grandfather.
Okay, I had him. You have him in my family, but that's Charles January, which is my nephew, from one of my brother's son. You want to look at the blood flows.
Yeah, see how it flows. Yeah. So my family has been in this area since 1952. The January family. So we've been here. We're one of the staples in Zion, Illinois.
Okay. Well, I know my CPA that I've had since I started business has so much work that some of the work flowed to you.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Weinstein.
We are very good friends. I talk to him quite often.
So how I had to applaud you and all the work that you've been doing to get involved with the links and volunteering.
Yes, I'm
you
involved.
You have to clear your mind some way.
Yes, I'm involved in a lot of different things.
Okay.
A lot of different businesses. I also, we have Cunningham Insurance Agency. You know that Samuel Cunningham became the mayor of Waukegan, so now we're taking over his business. So that's another avenue we're going to go into. So.
Okay. So you may share the accounting services for the city of Waukegan?
I don't know. He hasn't talked to me about that. I'm saying, hey, just give us a little bit, okay? Just give us a little bit. So. Yeah.
Okay, we want to, in hosting Diaper Drive, there's many other locations. I guess you mentioned schools, churches, offices, libraries, community centers, and the list goes on and on about people that can participate. Right?
Yes, last year I had a mother who called me up and said her daughter would like to do something for her birthday. Instead of receiving gifts, she is going to ask all of her friends to bring diapers.
That's very cute.
She was in third grade. So they did the party, and they had all the diapers, and it was spring break, and the mother and the daughter loaded all the diapers up in the car, and they drove up to the diaper depot in Waukegan above the First Midwest Bank, and we loaded them all in there, and they got to see where they go and how the diaper bank works. I mean, those type, I mean, I think that is so amazing that a third grader would think of that. So the possibilities are endless on how to do diaper drives.
You mentioned diaper depot. You kind of enlightened. Where is it located and where?
Our main office is on Lewis at 671 South Lewis, but
Okay,
the
sure.
Diaper Depot is the name that they came up with when this started 6 years ago, kind of like the branding name, the Diaper Depot. And First Midwest Bank is very gracious enough to donate space. So we are on the second floor
Okay.
of their bank, and they allow us to store our diapers up there and operate out of there.
There's such a need. There's so many needs, and good that the list of programs that you have that Dr. Wilson got involved with diapers, and that's been a real challenge. Huh?
It has, but it's been so worthwhile, and I think it's something that we've just kind of surprised ourselves with, having not necessarily known about the Diaper Depot,
Yeah.
and just kind of giving a shout out for Lisa. We heard about it through another person who was talking about that there was a need. So again, it's this spreading of the word by mouth of understanding where there are volunteer opportunities. We didn't originally start off with the Diaper Depot. We all had our own volunteer events that we're currently active in, and we decided, well, if we're already working in certain areas, let's do something totally new and different as the six of us. And so that's where the Diaper Depot, because none of us had been involved with that one. So not only, it's 6 individuals that are already doing community service, now we've added this particular event. And so we've just connected one more dot to the
Many things that you do.
yes.
Right. While you mentioned that, you mentioned about six of you there.
Yes.
And we like to just have a moment of silence for one of your members. She just lost her husband.
Yes.
Bertine Nixon.
And their sister-in-law.
Her, when's the funeral?
This Saturday. The wake
funeral
is at
Saturday
10.
is the wake is. Go ahead. To give us a little detail.
Yes, the wake
Because I
is.
guess it'll be over by the time this is shown here, but you can just tell us.
But she's in our prayer. Her name is Bertine Nixon. The wake is this Saturday, May 20th at 10 a.m. at First Corinthian Baptist Church in North Chicago, with a funeral immediately following at 11 a.m. And so we are lifting her up in prayer, sending her hugs, keeping positive thoughts around her during this time.
Fantastic. We had to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
is there a typical day for you at the office?
Whew, that's a good question.
Or are you flooded with comments?
Yes, I am everywhere. I don't know if you can ever go to my desk and I'm there. I don't know. I'm always running around because I see moms at home or in the office, or if they're not comfortable me going to their houses, we can just meet somewhere. We'll just make it possible for me to meet with them.
Okay.
So I'm always running around. So I usually, like, on a day, I could have 3-4 moms that I see. But between the times, I have other stuff to do. So, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty busy.
Okay. So you're a busybody too, and what about Miss Roddy? You get that right this time?
Yes.
Roddy, is there a typical day at Catholic Charities?
The thing that is typical about the day is that you're always helping people.
Okay.
So there is, where else can you go to work and help people? No matter how bad your day may be, you're always trying to help people, and that makes you feel good about yourself. So So I would like to say we do have a little statistic regarding the diapers. Last year, we distributed 167,558 diapers to 3,400 children.
Wow.
So, and think about that. It is groups like yours and other groups who just come together and give 5,000 diapers here, maybe 1,000 here, maybe even 500. But the possibility that we have this great opportunity to organize ourselves to solve our own problems and help our people here is amazing, because some places don't have that freedom of volunteering.
Tell us about the future of Catholic Charities in Lake County.
I think the future of Catholic Charities is very bright because we are a very solid organization. We've been around for 100 years, and I really think we will be around for the next 100 years.
100 years service.
Yes.
to Lake
And
County.
one of the first programs that we had was adoption and veterans and what else was it? The food program. So, yeah, it's amazing, 100 years.
Future of volunteerism.
Yes.
Dr. Wilson, you know you have a committee, a group that sponsored the diaper drive. Do you see more people, maybe after watching this program, they would get more, find out there's a need for other projects to get involved in?
Absolutely. I feel everyone has a spirit of giving. We're in a really trying time. You listen to the news. There's always something going on. You receive texts about breaking news and so forth. So in the midst of all that kind of chaos, volunteerism and giving back is that solace people find in trying to make sure our existence is the rent we pay to be here and giving back. And so I think we are going to continue to support organizations like Catholic Charities for another 100 years. The next generation behind me are millennials. They're a new breed as far as believing in giving back. They're not about the status quo. They're not about sitting back and watching things happen. They're very vocal about action and activism. And so, you know, I'm on the cusp of the generation. So one foot in one foot in the other, and making sure to pull through in that spirit of giving back and activism and fighting for what's right. I think it's more to come. We'll see new and creative ways to do projects. You can do things now just 100% solely through your phone, your cell phone. You can text a number and donate in events now. You can go to baseball games and text to charities and foundations. I mean, things are in such a different way of convenience that you can just give back and volunteer in a very simple way.
I know there's a program at our church there where you can use your phone and
Give you
donate.
ties.
And give the time.
Yes.
Give it time. You heard about that. You chat right from your phone.
Yeah, great.
Get the name of it though, but it's all set up.
Ooh, wow, they got the PayPal or the Eventbrite?
Right. So even you mentioned about giving donation, but sponsoring a child though, if you can, if everyone get involved and just sponsoring a child by giving a donation too.
Absolutely.
That's one of the ways that they can donate.
And there are tons of programs for adopting children through your sponsorship of your funds. And I know, you know, personally, like many, I'm sure, have done sponsoring a child in Africa, and they send you a picture and they send you letters to update you and let you know what they're doing. I think we've heard stories where the links went to Africa and they bought
Clean water. We did a well. We donated so much for them to build a well in Africa. The Harbor Life chapter.
Oh.
We had Gene Swopes, which is over international.
Dr. Swopes?
Dr. Swopes.
Okay.
Dr. Swopes. Dr. Swopes was over this this venture, and she collected maybe over $1,000. It didn't cost much to build a well, but we do have a well in Africa now with the funds we collected.
Fantastic. Well, your group is growing because I understand and I plan to be there.
Yes.
A Sunday is, what's it?
We're gonna have
installation?
We're going to have our White Rose afternoon of jazz. In the beginning, before we will do the ceremonies.
Okay.
Can't talk about that. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
this will let audience know that links are alive and well.
Yes, and we are
It's still
working
growing.
hard in this community and throughout the nation.
Okay.
Links are working hard.
So nobody can say, who are the links now?
No.
You're out there.
We are out there.
You know. And another great group, of course, my wife is a AKA Kappa Alpha, I guess. And of course, they're friends with Delta.
Yes.
The Deltas, they get
different
along
sororities.
too. And Delta's
Zetas.
another volunteer organization
Yes,
too.
they
You got to do
are.
volunteer, more than just scholarships, right?
Absolutely. We're committed to our youth. We have programs for our middle school age group as well as our high school age group, and then we have a dedicated program just for men. We want to empower our males because they're oftentimes left out, and there are more men potentially locked in prison than not. And so we have a total program. We work in conjunction with the men of Omega Psi Phi fraternity to really work towards empowering and emboldening our young men. So that's another activity we
I'm
work
glad you
on.
mentioned, and we just put another plug in to emphasize that there's more men, young men in prison than colleges.
Yeah.
And it costs more to incarcerate a young man. For instance, it's nearly, $80,000 to $90,000 per inmate per year for incarceration state, and then for federal incarcerations over $100,000. So it's like a country club in federal prison, over $100,000 per inmate per year.
That's amazing.
You know, so
That could be a
just put that
a
out there
college.
so we try to emphasize what scholarships for young black men
Absolutely.
is so important
so
Very.
important.
to get into, even a community college and so forth, you know. Well, you want to give a last minute plug for the diaper drive. We have the drive that was April, I think it's April. It ended
May 2nd.
May 2nd. Is that an annual drive?
Well, we did it for the first time, so we didn't
Oh, the
put
first
any.
time?
Yeah, it's our first
Oh.
first go at it.
I'm sorry I missed it then, but.
We can still work with you.
Still donate.
Yeah, all right. Okay. And Ms. January, you're located 1101 Chestnut Street, Waukegan, Illinois?
Yes, sir.
You've been there for
I've been there for 23 years.
wow.
Same location.
Wow.
I think that's important.
And for Catholic Charities, you have a new facility there on 671 Lewis Avenue. It hasn't been there very long, has it?
No, it hasn't. It has, I'm not exactly sure, but it is within the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice building.
Tell us about the staffing that you have there.
In what?
Catholic Charities.
So what is ran out of the Lewis Avenue, we have senior services, or some senior services upstairs
Okay.
who do case management, and they work with our elderly population who may be in the hospital and trying to get them out and keeping them in the homes. Because again, that's the main focus. Keeping somebody in the home instead of the nursing home is less expensive. So we help that way. And I also work with our Lake County Board of Directors. So
Okay.
that goes out of that building. And then the first floor has the food pantry. And there's also counseling. We started the
Behavioral health.
behavior and health counseling program, which Elizabeth is also part of. So there's many different services ran out of there. Yeah, so I mean, the best thing, if anyone needs any help, they can come into the reception office, and they do an emergency service, the housing, rapid rehousing, a whole bunch of services are ran out of there. I think how many people are in the building? Maybe 70,
Probably.
around that number.
Well, okay. You know, identifying the need for diapers then too is probably very few people thought about that, but there's a great need
Yes.
for diapers, and I'm happy that the sponsoring group got involved.
Yeah.
We are
Good.
too.
So are we.
Got
Thank you.
involved.
Yes.
And we just say sponsoring group because we on the list. We don't have the name for them right yet.
We're a group of friends.
So a group of friends got together. And this is how the community, it's one example how the community can get involved, right?
Yeah, we
And-
do need community involvement.
Right.
And there'd probably be probably many other. Okay, and I gave Lisa the opportunity, but is there a typical day for you at the office, Ms. Roddy?
The typical day is I do a little bit of work on the diaper drive. I do a little work on the suppers. I'm always just pulled in different directions.
Okay, from community volunteers, you mentioned over. You gave exact number. I said 4,000 diapers in the town.
4,000 children, and almost it was 167,000 diapers. So that's a lot of diapers.
A lot of, per year.
Yes, per year.
Yeah.
To house the special, this was a special program to house the January service
Yeah,
and First Midwest Bank,
yes.
in addition to 671, you know.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. Well, I want to thank you very much, all four of you for coming in and sharing this with Lake County, because I don't know how many people, I was unaware of it, how challenging it was, you know, to raise funds and collect diapers and so forth, the need there. And it's interesting to know that you take care of all religious groups, racial, ethnic, socioeconomic groups throughout whole Lake County. And, you know, Lake County is about 800,000 people.
Yes.
How do people find out about you?
They can search the internet and we'll come up. They can call. My phone number is 847-782-4117, and I could get them in touch with how to receive diapers. So just if you aren't pregnant or you don't have children under 2, you can call 847-782-4117, and I'll get you in touch with another agency that would get you diapers.
This is fantastic. So I want to thank, see, I have great people here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Sheila, January,
Yes.
President, Harbor Lights Chapter of Links Incorporated.
Yes, sir.
And she's the head of the January Accounting Service.
I am the owner
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
and CPA of the company.
Okay. But 22 years, that same location.
23 years at that same location.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Dr. Valencia Wilson, the volunteer, and you can give your credentials in one line. No.
No, she can't do that.
Volunteer, willing spirit to serve and help.
Okay.
Fantastic. Okay. Elizabeth Rivera,
Yes.
and give your last minute push for your office.
So whoever is interested in coming for services, they can call my phone number, which is 847-782-4229. Mothers with newborns or under 2 years old. And I'm the bilingual pregnancy support specialist.
And Lisa Ronnie, Lake County Regional Services Project Manager, Lake County Administration. Of course, this is of Catholic Charities, right?
Yes. Please feel free to contact me to either receive diapers or to donate diapers. Both are very valuable. If you can call me at 847-782-4117. Again, that's 847-782-4117. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this program would not have been possible without the contact person of Pamela Brooks, co-owner of Pam Dale Printing in North Chicago. This has been Community Forum. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host.